Good morning, everyone. Um, I've done a few videos. I've just not put them up, and I did do a video yesterday on the 11th, in the morning after I found out about Charlie Kirk's assassination. Um, it, it, I didn't really. I mean, I followed Charlie Kirk, but I wasn't obsessed with him. I just thought that he was a good man. His values were in the right place. He openly spoke out with people who wanted to challenge him with their views and question him on his. And I felt like he was a very intelligent man. He's very well spoken. He, I mean, the man just stored information really well. He knew all topics on debates. Obviously, he read a lot of books. I think he said reads 100 books a year or something, which, I barely read one a year, so hats off to him. It's not easy. But that being said, he was sharp because he read, and basically he went round, and he would put a stand up and have people just come and either challenge him. That's how it started. Challenge him. Prove me wrong was, I think, when I first saw him, because he was like the meme guy with the stall on the whiteboard, which I thought was quite cool. But then he grew to where, he basically broke down these silly agendas that were being pushed. And before 2020, he wasn't as big as he was now. I mean, he's massive now. Like, President Trump's his friend. Some of the biggest names in the world have met this guy. So he's a very famous guy, but when I started watching him, he was only small, and no one really hated on him. He did the same as what he did 3 days ago when he was alive, breathing. He just brought out common sense, but in a way where it was easier for other people to understand. Like, people couldn't argue with him, and every single debate he had, they'd turn around and say, "Well, you're racist, or you're a Nazi, or you're a fascist," because he, they couldn't debate their beliefs to him because their beliefs just don't make sense. The stats on issues with race were wrong, and he had people of the race there at the event who would have to correct the person bringing up these stats. So it wasn't even him that was proving them wrong. They were having people in the audience prove them wrong who were that ethnicity. But because of it, he was labelled all the labels that they were giving these people. So they didn't like the guy. They wanted to challenge him, but when they challenged him, they couldn't win a debate. So they'd just fall back to the names that had been programmed to call him, but nothing to back up their case, because he wasn't racist. He wasn't a Nazi supporter. He wasn't radical or anything. He was just a guy who would sit there and debate, which is what we need. He was basically a messenger. He was the middleman between what you'd call the left and the right. Now, he opened up a lot of people who wanted to learn and were intelligent and wanted to accept that there could be someone to challenge their beliefs, realized that, oh, he's right. Okay, yeah, no, that's cool. I've been wrong, but thank you for opening my eyes. That's great. And it got more and more so. He got so many people to realize that everything they'd been told was a lie or they were fed was wrong, that the people on that side who didn't want to accept that they were wrong, the way I'd say it is the sore losers of this world who just don't want to admit that they're wrong, the psychopaths, the crazy people, the ones that just get so stuck on an agenda they don't want anyone to challenge it, and if you don't believe it, they'd be happy to celebrate your death. the ones that have profile pictures that say "No hate, welcome here" behind a pride flag in their profile pictures, that are laughing at him being assassinated live in front of his family and two young kids. These people don't want hate, but they love that he's been murdered. That's evil. That is just pure evil. And we are not in a political world. We never have been. We've been played against each other. There is no right and there is no left. We all want a better world. It's just there's people there at the top that don't want you to have that. They want chaos, because with chaos, they thrive off it. They get more powerful, more control, more finances. All sins go to the rich and powerful. They always make money out of young death and blood. Look at the wars. There's so many wars in history, no one's learning it. Well, I think that the death of Charlie Kirk created a lot of bad energy in the right side of the world, and I think that's been done deliberate. I don't think he was a sole guy. In fact, I think that the man, he is obviously working for a very powerful person. The bullets, I think, had Antifa and transgender stuff on there. And everyone's already saying that, oh, I knew it, it was the lefties, the crazy lefties. No, 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 no. You want to set up a murder scene, the best way to do is make the evidence so that it targets a specific target, and that being the crazy left. Now, they have kind of dug their own grave, the way I see it, because they are celebrating his death, they are cheering for it, and they are going to these protests, which they are putting their hand in the fire now, because what's happened is they've now, with Charlie being assassinated, me personally, and this is just my views, they have created a radical right. Now we are past left and right. There's going to be far right. It's not even far right. I think what we're going to go to now is worse than what we've had to deal with over the past 5-10 years, with the left sort of being allowed to get away with it. The people on the right are good people. The people on the left are good people. We all want to work in a job that we love. We all want to love one another, and we all want the best for our families and our future generations. That's it. We all do want that, whether you're left or right. We all have the same beliefs. And how do I know that? Because I went on Facebook and put up a post, and there was people on there that are family and friends that have known me for years who were shocked that I was upset about what had happened to him being assassinated. Now, they are shocked. That's what shocked me. They are shocked that I think what happened to him was wrong. Now, I'm shocked that they are shocked that I'm supporting sort of how bad it is and the fact that they're celebrating it. That's crazy. These people know me. They've never spoken to me politically, so they saw me as Hayden Rimmer. He's a really nice guy, and he puts himself before himself for everyone else, okay? And that's what's shocked them, because why would Hayden, such a lovely lad, be a Nazi, a fascist right-wing scum? That's how they see me now. They don't want to be friends with me. It's made it awkward in the family, and that just shows how brainwashed these people are, and it isn't their fault. So hear me out. The media have been doing this for years. When they become aggressive in the media, people don't take that lightly. When you're saying that Trump is a Nazi, he's Hitler, you've got to look back at Hitler and look at the millions of men, women, children that he murdered in the most disgusting, inhumane way. That man was disgusting, okay? But we all learn our history, so we know how bad Hitler is. Everyone knows how bad Hitler is. When you label leaders of the world now like that, when they are nothing like that, and people actually believe it, you then get a side that doesn't want to accept anything other than what they're being told. These same people have been programmed from a very young age to listen and obey their teachers. They don't know how to question their teachers, because if you question your teacher, you get shouted at or dismissed because they see that as rude, or you don't know anything better than I know it, so shut up, sit there and listen to me. And that's how they're programmed to believe it. I hated school. I didn't like teachers. I just couldn't wait to get out of school. That's just my personality. I'm stubborn. I couldn't be asked. I thought it was a waste of time. But now that I'm older, I feel like I've got my head screwed on a little bit more. And one thing that I have got that I love my dad for, my mum's got a little bit of it, but my dad's got a lot of it. That's common sense, and that's questioning everything that you do. So I question everything. So for me, I'm centre right. I don't like Nigel Farage. I don't trust Nigel Farage. He's already been bought out, and it doesn't matter if he gets in the leader. I don't think anything will change with him, because the same people that own Keir Starmer and Kemi and all the other parties, they own Nigel. They're all invested in everything. The media won't, GB News won't support any other leaders other than Nigel, because Nigel's invested, and Dubai are invested in GB News. So they'll only tell you everything that you already know, just on a more big scale. And it's the same with all media, CNN, MSCB News, or the American one, New York, BBC. They are all in bed together to push an agenda to both sides, to separate you both so that you fight each other. At the end of the day, the globalists want death. We're in a evil time. People say it's a great time, and it's not. It's not. 20 years ago, 30 years ago, when I grew up, was a great time, because technology was in, and it was in for the right reason. You had a phone that you didn't go on 24/7. It was there in case you needed to ring someone. They created that device to absorb your time on, like, life force, I'd say, your time on this earth, and they've created it so that your algorithm feeds you what they want you. Now, you either go the way of the right wing or you go down the way of the left wing. If you watch right wing videos and then you watch left wing videos, it's the one that you watch the most. You'll never get both, because they want you on one side or the other so that you'll fight the other side, and they'll put you into groups. And we've been put into groups, and now that Charlie Kirk, may rest in peace, and God bless his family as well. It's disgusting what happened to him live. It's just so vile and evil that they have now made it so these crazy lefties won't look crazy anymore, because the right, the radical right, not even far right anymore, they are gonna come over and they are just gonna. And this is why I know, because I was very stupid and dumb at school. That's why I hated school. When I got bullied, I used to use my fists all the time. I fought my way out of everything, and I won. I couldn't have an argument with someone. I didn't take name calling because I was slow. I was thick. So I just fought them. That's all I knew how to do, was fight. And now you've got all these grown men, unfortunately, and I don't mean this in a bad way, that aren't very intelligent, like Charlie was. He was our spokesman. He was our mediator. He was a negotiator. He was the middleman that created that sort of safe divide. Now he's been taken away. What happens? Let's fight. These left people are going to turn up and they're going to wind up the right, and the right are just not going to take it anymore. And if the police, if you were watching and you're police, you will not stop them anymore. In fact, you will run. You think the Leeds riots, when you all ran away, was bad? You're going to come in riot gear. You better have that riot gear glued to your hands, because if you lose that riot gear, it will be turned and used against you. I can tell you that now. There'll be military grade weaponry in London. I was going to go, and I honestly, my partner, my wife, we got married. She will not let me go now. She does not want me to go. She just knows. And my gut feeling tells me that it's definitely not going to be a family event. You're going to have some radicals go into that, and they are not going to stop. London is a cesspool of evil, and these people know that now, and they have every right in their heads. Sorry, I'm not going to say they've got every right, they haven't got every right, but they believe that they are going to burn it. It's going to literally be London's burning. I hope to God and I pray to God that I am wrong. Please, God, prove me wrong. But my gut, which never seems to fail me, is telling me that it's not going to be peaceful. It isn't going to be peaceful. People are really riled up. They're angry, and that is exactly what the people above us want. They want us attacking each other. They can put more control over us, they can take more freedom from us. I just hope that people see this video and understand that you've got to keep it peaceful at that protest, because everything, all your actions, your split second actions that you do there will change the life of every other person in England. And I know how angry you are, because I am. And I'd love to go. I wanted to go on to the protest peacefully in London, but it really doesn't sit well with me at the moment. And for that, I have to stay, and I've got to value my wife over everything. I'd rather be at my door waiting if someone comes knocking than be somewhere away from my wife and kid where I could lose my life. You just don't know. You just don't know anymore. The police just arrest anyone anymore, and they'll put evidence down to get you locked up. It's that bad. It's that bad in England. And you can call me a coward, that's fine. I understand. But I have always stood by my gut feeling, and I will never not listen to what my gut is telling me. So call me a coward as much as you want. I just hope that you're safe and you get to go home to your family if you do decide to go. If you are taking your children, please, for the love of God, if it does start to get edgy, get your children out of there, get your wife, your partner, your kids, your girlfriend, whoever it is, your brothers and sisters, just go out away from it all and let it do its own thing. You do not want to be involved in it. It is just not safe when people are this aggressive and angry. So please, if you do see this, just take it easy, take care, look after your loved ones. It's devastating what's happened to Charlie Kirk. Again, I have followed him, but I wouldn't say I was close to him. But what happened to him really has hit me hard. The day before 9/11, it's just a coincidence. But what really upset me was the reaction from the people on the left. And that is because they have been programmed to think that this is a good thing. And like I said again, I've been on Facebook and I've gone on to post. I've looked where there's love hearts, likes, hugs, and that caring. People laugh at his death and agony and the loss of his family. I click onto the laughing emojis, and you can see these people have profile pictures with the pride flag in. And in the pride flag it says, no hate, welcome here. And these people are laughing at the death of a man shot in front of his family, live. I mean, if they don't understand, they obviously don't understand what hate it is. To have that in their profile picture and laugh at something like that, that is just pure sinister. It's evil, it's wrong, it's disgusting. And those are the people that are going to go to these protests. And I'm sorry, but if you think that you're safe behind barriers, you are going to be proven wrong. I would say that if you put me in front of many lefties, there's a very high chance that if we were in the ring, I know that I'd be able to take at least one or two or three of them on my own. And that's not me just trying to big myself up. That's just, if you look at the build on the men that go to these rallies, the Palestine and transgender things, I don't think you understand how strong, physically fit some men are on the right. And I'm not a violent person anymore. That's my older self. But if someone kicked my door in and came to attack my family, I'd take on 10 fuck off huge men. Because I can be nasty. And when my rage and adrenaline is pumping, you're just not going to get to my family, if that makes sense. And these men who are radically right have that in mind, and they are going for a fight. And you are going to see some real nasty shit. I think people have been going easy on the right, but now you're going to see a turning point. Whether it's this weekend, the one after, it's very, very, very close. They keep saying about civil unrest. I don't think it's going to be civil unrest. Well, maybe it is. I don't know. I can't see it happening in small villages and towns, but in London this weekend, I just have a bad feeling about it, and I'm just saying, stay safe, look to God, and that's actually a good one. Please, everyone, uh, we need to start going to church more. That is definitely something that people need to do. Now is the time. If you've ever questioned about going to church, you've been worried, or you don't want to be embarrassed or whatever, just go to church and sit in the back. Just say hello to people. The people of church are very, very, very lovely people. They are very welcoming. They come from both sides. Again, we all have different beliefs, but there's one belief that brings us all together, and that's believing in God, and it really works. I've questioned it for years. I started going at the beginning of the year, and it's the best choice that I've ever made because he is with us. You can believe in him however you want. I believe that he's in here. The kingdom and heaven is inside of us all. We just have to show that love to others. So when you don't follow God, you can laugh at murder in front of families. And that is wrong. These same people are saddened by it happening overseas, but when it happens on their own soil, they would celebrate it. That's wrong. It's just wrong. Anyway, I'm not going to go on anymore. I don't want anyone getting too much negative energy off this. I want everyone to be positive after this. I think I'm hoping that after the weekend, I can come back down to earth because it is worrying me a lot. I just want everyone to stay safe, and just pray to God, that we can have everything settled. It's sad to see people wanting violence and saying we need to fight, we need to fight. You, you, you've got to fight at your own doorstep. You've got to really understand what's actually going on in the world, and it's not political anymore. This is engineered. This is designed to make us fall out with each other. It's not about left or right. It's about they want you to fight so they can put more precautions on you and take away your freedom. It's just a way of you signing your life away. That's all it is. People will die, and the people that don't die will be locked in a box and watched 24/7. It's mad, but that is exactly what will happen. I know it will. The worst outcome is everyone goes violent at the protest on September 13th, and I think America's going to do it as well. America could be even worse with guns being involved. So just please, if you're American and you're watching this, please, please, for the love of God, just be careful and stay safe. Um, I genuinely love people. It doesn't matter who it is outside. I will put my life on the line to help them if they're in distress. That's just my human nature. It's who I am. And I think it's in everyone. We've just lost it. And it's sad to see the way that people react to everything that's going on in the world. Because one minute they're saying that they're wrong because of their beliefs, but when it happens on the other side, they're cheering about it. If you really valued the beliefs that are on your side, then you wouldn't be happy if it happening on the other side. For me, I dislike Keir Starmer, and if he was shot in front of his family live, I'd be sad. I don't agree with anything that he's doing in England. I think he's a wrong un, he's a bad un. But I would not wish that on my worst enemy. It's wrong. It's not right to celebrate someone being shot in front of the family because those kids are innocent and his wife was innocent. but people think that it's okay to cheer and celebrate. That's just evil. It's evil. Anyway, God bless you all, and hopefully on my next video, it's a good video and nothing bad happens. I really hope that I'm wrong with what my gut's telling me, and I'll accept that you may think that I'm a coward, but I have to do what's right with my wife, my child, and my gut feeling. Okay. Take care anyway. See you soon. Bye.